I'm having such a crisis right now and I don't know what to do because I cannot find my phone in my tiny little room. And I feel like I've checked every single spot in my entire like flat like 7,000 times and I can't find it. And it's just making me feel, I feel like I've been feeling this like sense of claustrophobia of like not having money has got to be, I know this sounds unrelated, but not being well off, it has to be the most claustrophobic experience in the entire world because my room is the tiniest room in the world. There's no space for anything. Every time I move anything, it's bumping into something else. And then, like, I want to, this, like, me not being able to find my phone is making me want to go out and buy a bunch of stuff to, like, get my room cute, but I can't do that because I have to wait and I have to I have things that I need to make sure I'm paying. Like, I need to make sure my rent is paid. I need to make sure that I am paying, figuring out my deposit for my master's degree program. It's like, there's always a reason why I can't, like, afford to, like, upgrade my life. And it's like, oh my god, it is the most claustrophobic experience in the entire world. And there's no room for error. There's no room for error when you don't have money. Like, if you make one little mistake, it's costing you like your peace of mind for the next few days, or like one little mistake can literally just have such a domino effect over the rest of it. And so I feel like I have been reflecting so much this year on how I think that sometimes we internalize like an identity from our financial situation that isn't even really true. Like, for example, like I'm like a messy, disorganized person, and I am just always making mistakes all of the time. And it's like half of my mistakes would not feel like massive. They would just be like, not an issue at all if I had the money to fix them. And if I had the money to be like, hey, I'm going to upgrade my room and just like, why don't I have more, storage boxes, or, I actually want a bigger room, so I'm going to move out of here. Like, I feel like I would be a very, very different person entirely. And it's just like, I feel like sometimes like this identity forms around the circumstances that we are experiencing that is so, it sucks because I feel like, yeah, it just gives you this low self-esteem that you're just somebody who's constantly messing up and constantly having a mistake. And it's like, it's not that, it's just that it's so claustrophobic to be poor. It's the most claustrophobic for me right now. It's literally claustrophobic because my room is so small, but it's like, it's the most claustrophobic experience to not have any space for a mistake, and yet the mistakes still happen anyways, and the little issues still happen anyways. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's literally the worst. And I've been reminding myself recently that like rich people also have the same mistakes happen. It's just that they can afford to fix them. And I think there's so many, like, I feel like there's just this overall sense of my life doesn't work because it's like, for example, my phone has been glitching out and having issues for like the last like months and months and months. And I went to like the cheapest place to get it fixed, and it got fixed, but it also has never, like, the top of my screen doesn't work, and yet I have to persist. I don't have money for a new phone, like a new iPhone for sure, definitely. And even though I'll get one refurbished at some point, but it's like, it's not, the priority list is so big of things that I need to cover that it's like that's just never going to be my top priority. And so it adds this level of mild irritation throughout the whole day of like, I'm trying to get out of the train and my phone is not working fast enough, so I can't like actually like tap onto it, or things like that, where it's like, and I'm just standing there, and it just adds this little level of just light layers of irritation throughout the whole day. And then it's like, you know what I mean? It's like there's no like peace. It's just like stress all day in mild ways that just build and build until you have like these like crash outs. It's like the worst feeling. And it doesn't matter. I'm working like crazy. I'm doing like, it's like, where you're just doing everything that you can and it just is not working fast enough. It's like I'm working hard. I'm not, eating out a bunch. I'm like trying to save. I have my financial setup. It's not enough. It's never, never enough. It takes years for it to be enough because you have to work hard at the things that you're doing until like they pay off, but can take years for it to pay off. And it's just like, there's just no break when you're poor at all. No break. stress and irritation all day. The mildest of mistakes are just like the biggest of issues for you, and it's like oh, like just get me out. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just this thing of like I just want to get out. I don't want to be here in this claustrophobic little mess of just everything. And it just also things like, for example, I've been feeling upset at myself for not being cleaner and not being consistently like cleaning my room more, cleaning the kitchen more. And it's like I'm working every second I'm working. This I'm finally gonna have weekends again. I haven't had a full weekend actually for like almost like 2 years now. I've been worked like through the weekend. I work usually 6 days a week, and it's just like these little things where it's like I don't have like a nice like little life structure. Like it's not very neat because I'm working like random hours or I'm working late into the night. So then my schedule is constantly thrown off, and there's just this like, and then it's like I come home and I'm tired, or like for example today it's like I want to go out for a walk really bad, but first of all, where's my phone? Where's my phone? In my tiny room, I can't find my phone because it's just cramped and it's messy and it's like I can't find it anywhere. So that's first of all. And then like, then it's like, okay, I want to go for a walk and I just want to have like a nice little morning. And it's like, if I go out for my walk, is the massive mountain in this pile of work going to crash down on me? And am I going to get 100% behind from not, instead just sitting in my room and doing more work of the thousand things of work that I have to do? And just like the claustrophobia that I've felt in the last 2 years being like 100%. Like I'm 23 years old. The last 2 years, I pay all of my bills, all of my food, like all of the money that I make, like all me. I pay my rent. I pay everything. Everything is on me, and it's like just the claustrophobia of just supporting yourself and being young and being like, no, there's not space for error. Like if you make a mistake, you have to suck it up, and then just like the guilt and just it's literally the worst feeling in the entire world. And it's like you have to just keep having that little like, faith that you're going to get to where you need to get. And it's like I can have that faith, but it's so claustrophobic. It's so claustrophobic to be poor. It's the worst feeling in the world. I've been sitting here like, what do I do? Obviously the first thing I need to do is find my phone, but it's like, where could my phone even be? My phone died last night. Yeah. The last few days has just been like a little, again, like another domino effect. The domino effect I think is like the worst enemy of poor people everywhere. Like the domino effect is crazy. Like you make one little, like you have one moment of weakness, or like you're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna like spend a little more money right now, or I'm just gonna take a break and rest. It will have a domino effect on the next few days for you. Like you will like, oh, okay, you didn't work, now you're behind on this, now you're behind on this, okay, now you're too tired to clean your room, now your room is messy, you can't find your phone. Yeah, it's just a domino effect. And I think that it's like, I think my biggest challenge has just been reminding myself not to identify with the mess and not to come home and be like, wow, I suck, why am I such a mess, and like why. It's like, no, I'm exhausted. And I actually watch my own videos sometimes to like remind myself, because it's just like where I put like consolidate all of my advice and all the things that I'm thinking. And it's like, yeah, I was watching the one about like moving like your energy, like using your energy, commanding your energy to move up in the world. And I was like, that's like going to be one of the sacrifices and one of the consequences of working hard to actually get ahead in life, is that your room is going to be a mess sometimes, and sometimes you're not going to be the cleanest. And it's just like, I don't know, it's so hard. Like you literally can't have a good life if you're poor, because like it's literally not, it's like I don't want to say it's impossible. I'm sure some people do it, but it's so incredibly difficult, because either you're spending your extra energy trying to get yourself in a better situation, and then you're just exhausted and you have no time and you're this and you're that, or you just give up and you're like, well, I'm just going to be in this situation, and then it's like you're broke, it feels hopeless, it feels tiring, and like, it's just like it's so difficult. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I just, again, it's like you have to have faith that the things that you're going to do are going to get you where you need to go. And I know that they are. I see it improving, and I you know, I know that those little things are also a bit of a domino effect. There's a domino effect of putting that consistent work into what you care about, but it's just like in the meantime, it's just so claustrophobic. It's so hard, and it's just like, please, like, just give me a break. Yeah. And again, just not identifying with it, and not, I don't know. I think there's like this, again, I think this goes into a bunch of other like self-help videos that I've made that are basically just for me to remind myself not to go insane. But I think that there's this urge to identify. I think probably like I saw this in my family growing up, and I think I see this in my other friends who are not from higher income situations and who are also just trying to get, make it through and get by. And there's just, it's like, I'm particularly thinking of one person here, and we are both very ambitious. We both want to make it so far, and we are both people that value like cleanliness, our looks, and we're very like put together on the inside. We're both earth signs. She's a Taurus, I'm a Virgo. But it's like, it's so hard because it's like, even though we know that we are those people, like we can't, like we don't have the energy to operate as those people, and like we don't have like the space to operate as those people, we don't have the money to operate as those people. And I think that you end up internalizing this identity about yourself that's like, I'm a mess, I'm like, I suck at life, I'm disorganized, I'm like, and it just, yeah, I don't know, it's like, you can't, just don't identify. Just, again, these are for me to watch later on, and also to have like little time capsules when I'm rich and famous, and I have zero of these issues, and I'm just living the most perfect life ever. Just, it's like, you can't identify with the circumstances of your poverty, and you can't identify with that stuff, and you gotta just know who you are, and that like this is just a temporary thing. And like, yeah, it sucks for like to get in situations where other people are gonna see you as messy or see you as this and this and that, but it's like, it's not you. Like, it's so hard to not identify with it and just not be like, hey, I suck and I'm just messy and I don't know what I'm doing. But it's like, it's just really hard, particularly being born, or not even born, but like getting into a bad financial situation, and then like as a child, or just being raised without money, and then going into the world and still not having money is like the most draining situation. And I feel like it's, yeah, it's just so difficult. If anybody else is in this situation and is watching it, it's hard. It's like living life on hard mode, genuinely. Like, it's like there's always like a pile of just like a pile of mess, pile of laundry, pile of everything. It's like, what, it's like the minute you start to get a little bit ahead, there's like a bump, and then like you have to pay for the bump. It's just that there's a constant list, and it's not easy, but it can be done. I'm telling myself because I'm gonna do it. It can be done. The hard work is gonna pay off. The hard work is, worth it. And yeah, it's okay. You can give yourself the free pass to just have a little bit of mess, and to not be perfect. It's I feel like it's like a quicksand thing, where if you start to drown, like if you start to like struggle and be like, oh my god, like this is the, like, you're gonna sink, but you have to just be still and just float your way through it. And I've been trying to tell myself that a little bit, like, just float your way through it. I always think of this clip from The Neverending Story that I'm gonna link below, because yeah, every time I'm feeling depressed, or just literally like I'm stuck in the mud, or it's so hard, like I think of this clip, and it always just gives me perspective. So yeah, this wasn't like a fun video. There wasn't really much advice, but it was just me being like, oh my god, where is my phone? Where is my phone? I've checked every spot. Oh my god. I'm gonna put this up, and then I'm gonna trust that like all of the positive energy, like I'm gonna trust that like there's like positive energy being sent from like the future or something, and that it's gonna lead me to my phone. Because you have to, I feel like magical thinking is also just a necessity of poverty, and believing in magic and in the future. Because yeah, if you don't have some kind of magical thinking way of getting your way out of poverty, it's like you're just gonna drown and sink. And yeah, that's what God is for, and spirituality, right? um yeah.